Hello friends, I'm Grace, and today I'm going to be showing you the way that I cook most vegetables. This method is super simple and easy, and I'll walk you through step by step. In this video, I'm going to be showing you 5 different vegetables: green beans, snow pea tips, kale, broccoli, and spinach, using the same method for each one. Let's get started. The first step is to prepare the green beans. I do this by snapping off the ends and then snapping the beans in half. Once you have finished, rinse the beans off with some water, and now it's time to cook. So to cook most vegetables, there are 4 base ingredients: some oil, garlic, and salt. Here I'm pouring some oil into the pot, about a tablespoon, and next I'm going to be putting some garlic in and letting that bloom. Also, I'm doing this over high heat. Now I'm putting some garlic in the pot, and now we want to wait for this to be sizzling and a little bit brown and pretty fragrant, like you can smell the garlic. Also, at this point, I would add some salt in. And after about 30 seconds, a minute-ish, the garlic should be kind of brown, and then it's ready for the beans. So now you're gonna pour the beans in, then mix it all around so that the oil covers most of the beans. Once you have mixed all the beans up, you can go ahead and put the lid on, and we're going to want to let this steam for about 2 to 3 minutes before checking on it. So it's been a couple minutes, and now I'm going to pour some water in it to prevent the beans from burning. Then you're going to want to mix it around again, and then go ahead and put the cap back on and let it steam for another couple minutes. You're going to want to keep checking in on these beans every couple minutes and repeating the same thing, adding a little bit of water and then putting the cap back on. As you can see, as the beans are cooking, they are changing colors, they're getting darker. And once the beans have no more of that really light color and they look pretty much almost done, you can go ahead and put some soy sauce or whatever seasonings that you like. And then you want to go ahead and mix that all around, and then your beans are done. Moving on to the next vegetable, we have the snow pea tips, and I'm going to start off again with the same thing: oil and garlic as well as salt. Then once the garlic is browned, pouring in all the vegetables. And just like the beans, now we're going to stir the snow pea tips all around. However, unlike the beans, we are not going to cover this because it is such a leafy vegetable and it doesn't need to be cooked through as much as beans do. So at this point, the snow pea tips are almost finished. As you can see, they're dark green and all the leaves look cooked through. I'm doing just a final mix through here. And here are the completed snow pea tips and green beans. And now moving on to kale, we have to take the leaves off of the stalk because the stalk is usually tough. Now I'm adding that kale into the bloomed garlic and oil. Now we mix all the kale around and just let it cook for a little bit. Now it's been about a minute or two and the kale is starting to cook through. And here it is fully cooked. It should be a dark green and not be that light raw kind of green anymore. And here's the kale in a bowl, all finished. And now moving on to broccoli, we need to prepare the broccoli first. You can do this by first cutting the floret off and then taking off the little tough bits. Then I like to cut them in half so that they are smaller and that they'll cook through faster. And then you gotta keep doing this until the whole broccoli is finished. And now that I've finished cutting all of them up, I need to rinse them with some water. And after you're done rinsing, make sure to drain it. Okay, so same deal with the broccoli, pour it into the blooming garlic and oil. Stir it around. And then cover for 1 to 2 minutes. And also make sure that there's a tiny bit of water at the bottom of your pot so that your broccoli can steam and not burn. I've taken the lid off and I'm pouring a little bit more water and then going to cover it, mix it around, and then going to cover it again for 2 minutes. Keep repeating, adding a little bit of water and then covering for a couple minutes until the broccoli is fully cooked. Here's the broccoli fully cooked. It should feel kind of tender when you touch it, and it should just look cooked. Lastly, we have spinach. Again, I have the oil and the garlic in the pot, and I'm going to bloom that at a high heat. And once the garlic has bloomed, I'm going to pour the spinach in. And now we can mix it around. And we do not need to put the lid on this one because, like the snow pea tips and the kale, spinach is a leafy vegetable and does not need to be steamed to be cooked through. And here I'm pouring a tiny bit of water in to help the spinach not stick to the bottom. Keep mixing the spinach around and it should start to cook. Spinach is really fast at cooking. And here is it after some mixing. It's almost finished cooking. And after about a minute or so, here is the spinach fully cooked. And here's the completed broccoli and spinach. And there you go. You have made 5 no-frills vegetables that taste good and were simple and easy to make. Enjoy and good luck.